Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. No. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
And let me just say this. Y'all need to go out there and support your local library. And I say this because I need it to benefit me, right? I have a library card, okay? And currently, I am trying to get more books through the library because I don't have space to expand my book collection. Let's talk about the fact that because Book Talk has blown up and books are now so expensive, like, dude, one hardback book, $30. Oh my God, $30. And then if you even want it to be pretty with sprayed edges, babes, $45, $50. Books are expensive. And so even when I want, a little paperback, a book moment, $20, $25. Oh, girl, what? And so I am like, I love books. I love reading. I just wish this hobby was cheaper. But I'm also not upset because I love this new wave of authors getting to basically live their dreams, especially through social media. And I would like to see more authors, specifically more Black, more Indigenous, more Latinx authors. Like, I would really love to see them living their dreams a little bit more. I would really love to see more people of that background really be known. And like, it makes me so excited. It makes me so excited to see the rise of loving reading again, right? And so I love seeing the videos of people on TikTok being like, so when did we start liking to read again? Because like at one point, like if you liked reading, it was so uncool. And now everyone's reading again. And I'm like, yeah, we are, babes. It honestly started in COVID. There was nothing else to do. People weren't creating TV shows. Not to mention there was also a writer's strike happening. So even when like COVID restrictions were being lifted and people could go back to work, there was a writer's strike. People weren't watching TV shows and movies and stuff. Like, we did not have that much entertainment in lockdown. All we had were social media influencers. And then that was pissing us off because I think for the first time, we globally had to acknowledge how rich these people were. Because for the longest time, we loved social media influencers because they were someone we could relate to. It felt like your neighbor or a person down the street. We got to see normal people doing normal things, And that was so fun to watch. But then they became famous. And they gained so much fame for being normal because we craved it. It was very common to have the mysterious celebrity at the time. You could only learn about celebrities through like J14 magazines, 17 magazines, Teen Vogue, like things like that. All your favorite celebrities, you didn't know much about them. All you could do was connect little bits and pieces that you saw of them on interviews and in magazines. I even remember like when I was peak love Ariana Grande, would die for her. Like, I'm so obsessed with her. I remember just like, it was either in a magazine. Oh my gosh. And I found my old J14 magazines and you best believe that I'm keeping them. They're not being thrown away. I really want to like frame them or something because I wanted so badly to be in these magazines. I wanted to be in a magazine so badly. My, little Brianna just wanted to be a star. And instead, there was no funny way to remix that. We're gonna let that joke die right there on that hill. But you didn't know much. And then here comes these people who you don't know. You're seeing regular things. They're doing regular things. They're normal people. And they're giving you a deeper look at their life. I mean, I remember I fell in love with YouTubers during the lifestyle movement. So the Alicia Marie, the Adeline Morans, the Ava Gutowskis, Mia Sayoko. I'm pretty sure that's how you say her last name. I loved all the Bretman Rock. Oh my God. I was living for the lifestyle content. Man, I used to love when they collabed. Adeline Morin, dude. Oh my God. The lifestyle DIY times where it was like, either here's some makeup, like here's how I do my makeup routine, but they weren't beauty gurus. Because after the lifestyle wave came the beauty guru wave, which we all saw, Dramageddon and whatnot. But we loved it because we saw the inside scoop and lives of these people. And they were vlogging and they were like, here's my morning routine. Here's my nighttime routine. And I don't even think I remember. I was so young watching this. Like I was a teenager. I was in middle school. To me, I was like, this is what they do. This is what these people do. Like they actually wake up in the morning feeling like, we're not saying his name, wake up in the morning and they're doing all these fun things and they got a full beat face of makeup, but it was so creative and fun. I wanted to be them. Or when they were doing like back to school, like Schoolisha era. And I know she's always so embarrassed by it, but dude, like that's what made you famous. I understand. I'm happy you cringe at it because it means she's like grown and she will never like, target a child audience, but like that's what made her known. Because when she was younger, it was like, oh my God, back to school videos. Like that's what all the lifestyle content girlies were doing, and we got to see these inside lives. And because of that, they became so famous that it has become an industry. And now it's just it's just Hollywood in a different font. And they are stupid rich. Now they are stupid rich celebrities, and we really got to see that during lockdown. Because, I mean, if Miley Cyrus, and I'm just using her for example, I don't even know if she did anything during lockdown. Like, I truly don't know. I love and adore Miley Cyrus. Girl, I'm sorry your name was picked from the pot of celebrities because I just saw you win your, like, Disney Legend Award, and congratulations. Love her. Like, I don't think she did anything during lockdown. She was just a celebrity at the top of my brain, so I'm using her for example. If Miley Cyrus, was out there showing, I don't know, like, I mean, it was really just the influencers who were partying, truly. And I think that's, influencers became so big off of sharing their lives that they share everything, even through the come up, even through them getting famous. But it's like, dude, you have so many people who loved you for being normal, and now, like, you lost the relatability. In fact, oh my gosh, I want to watch this video so bad. It's like the influencer to rich something like pipeline. Because you have an influencer who you love and adore, like, girl, you doing the same things I'm doing. You're sitting there, like, cutting open a packet of toothpaste because you can't afford to buy another one. You so real for that. And then suddenly they're stinking rich. They have a cabinet full of skincare. You look up the price of the skincare product that they recommend daily, and they're like, oh my God, I love it. I love buying this. And then you look it up, and that one product is $109, and you're like, ooh. Girl, $109. I gotta put that. Ooh, girl, I need to use Klarna for that. Do they take Klarna? Does Roche Pousse? Does La Roche Pousse take Klarna? Like, And honestly, I think La Roche. What I really think is like La Roche Pousse. La Roche. I'm sorry. You too close to. Whatever. And but like, and I think watching it in lockdown unfold in front of your eyes, where even if celebrities were out here partying, the Kardashians literally got so upset of like, oh my God, we're in lockdown and I want to see my family and we want to party, but we want to be with people. They literally flew to a private island. They literally flew to a private island to social distance, to be able to social distance and still have fun, so they wouldn't have like the normal stuff taken away from them, because there's no international travel. We couldn't do anything. No matter how rich you were, you couldn't do anything. And so the Kardashians went to a private island and they got backlash. I am not taking that from them. It was like, but the backlash was kind of like we are so broke. People are losing jobs, because I do know stories of people who were sent home to work from home, and suddenly their boss were like, actually don't come in anymore. You know what? Our productivity, our sales didn't go down. You know what? We actually don't need you. I've also seen the other side of people who were so terrified because the world was scared. The world was terrified. So some people did not want to go into work. Some people were like, I cannot believe you're still asking me to come into work. We are not an essential job. We are not a first responder. Why can I not work from home? And they got fired. And their boss said, well, then don't come in if you don't want to work in the office. I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm sorry that you're scared for your life. And, the people who were scared for their life, like specifically of the one story that I'm thinking of, her mother was living with her. And it was, by her mother, I mean, it was my friend's mom's mother. Okay, it wasn't like her mother who was 50. Like, no. It was my friend's grandmother, and it was her mother who was like, I don't want to go in. I am so terrified, because there were some people who were like, get the vaccine, get the vaccine. Other people were like, you're going to die. You're going to get cancer. You're going to get polio. Like, y'all remember all those people who were sitting there creating spasms? And the sad thing is, these people so desperately believe that this vaccine was going to hurt them that I don't even think they were aware that they were faking their spasms. I think they genuinely were like, I can't control this. But it was literally like you sat there, you sat on the internet, you read so many things that your mind started creating spasms. Like you felt a twitch one day and you went, oh my God, I'm spasming. And like you literally could not mentally stop yourself. Like it was a mental health problem, babes. It was not a physical problem from the vaccine. Because I have taken both vaccines and a booster. I'm fine. If I'm being completely honest, I do need, my insurance was like, come get your flu shot. And now I know they're mixing the flu and COVID boosters together. And so I think I'm actually going to take it, because I'm watching a lot of people around me starting to get COVID again. We're seeing the spikes again, because the pandemic's not over. People just stopped caring. And I'm not sitting here to be like, ooh, y'all stopped caring. No, I stopped caring too. It's been years since I've worn a mask. I look at all my masks in the drawer. I only use a mask when I'm sick and I still need to go out in public, because that's one thing that I'm keeping from the pandemic. Wear a mask. You're sick, wear a mask. My point is, there were so many things that were happening that caused us to hate watching influencers, because we're realizing the people who we thought once were like us got so much fame that they're no longer like us. We don't want to watch them. Celebrities are out here crying about not being able to leave their house and perform. But at the same time, they have a swimming pool in the backyard, a bowling alley somewhere on the other side of their room, a movie theater in another part of their house, a recording studio on the other side, game room somewhere else, full kitchen. Their chef just can't come in, and they're like, I can't go outside. They have a whole sauna and home gym. Whole time you're sitting here in a 2-bedroom house with 5 people in it, like, cute. So then people picked up books, because that was when I remember seeing the first wave of people like, give me a book, For me, it happened after quarantine, after the pandemic and all that. That is when I picked up a book, because I was just so tired of life by then, because I know we all feel it. The pandemic kind of, and I mean, we still see the diaper shortages. There was a Cheeto shortage. I mean, there've been some weird shortages. There was a tampon shortage, and we all know it's like kickback from the pandemic of like things still not completely recovering. But it's like the world went back to functioning normal, but the economy didn't, and the way of life didn't. And there are still jobs that are still kind of like, not wanting to bring everyone back, not wanting as many workers because, dude, why do you need no all the PPP loans that went out, which is the reason why we have such high inflated prices, because these companies did not really truly feel the burden. You know, it was the middle class Americans who have a business that is successful but could still considered a small business. Like, they're still working out their homes. You know, their only employees are still their spouse and their children. Those were the people who were like, oh, my business was crushed. And even then, if you got a PPP loan, not really. All forgiven. First of all, I don't even know if all of them were forgiven. That is what I have seen on the media. So please do not come on Spotify, the only place where you can comment on my podcast, talking about I got a PPP loan and it wasn't forgiven. First of all, drop the paperwork. I want to see if it actually wasn't forgiven. Because from my understanding, they have all been forgiven. But I also don't know, and I'm not about to clickety-clack and look for research because, not my circus, not my monkeys. I haven't had a business. I started my podcast in the pandemic because I also needed something to do, and I just wanted to get my mind off of things. That's how I got the name Distract Me, Please. That was also during the time where I was like, do I have ADHD or am I just depressed with anxiety? I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, and I was like, can I just get a therapist instead? What she offered. She was like, we should get you on some meds to fix that. I was like, nah. I probably should have taken the meds. I 1000% should have been medicated. I was just living with that state of mind for so long that I was like, it's just a normal day. She's being exaggerated. And it was so funny because she was like, Brianna, you cried in your evaluation with me. That's concerning. And I was like, my period's just coming. Hey, 3 weeks later, that's when it came. You girl, you weren't even PMS yet, you know? Cute. So it was, and so for me, I started a podcast. And then later on, I was like, I need to pick up a book. Because the way the world and politics and everything is going, I cannot be present. I don't like the feeling I used to go. It's not even that I use social media as an escape, but I love the feeling of being able to keep up, you know? I can't do that anymore without just feeling the sense of dread that washes over me, because in my real and actual life, I am watching everyone around me. And I'm specifically just referring to college students because that is the experience that I'm living through right now. I talk about it so much that even my friends are like, shut up. We're so sick of hearing about it. But it's like, I can't explain the feeling of going through it enough. And I'm not going to shut up. And I'm going to keep talking about it because I just spent years of my life getting a degree, and we were just graduated into a workforce that's not prepared to take an influx of graduates right now. And it's weird because the other part of it is I was also in college during COVID. I'm living through, it being harder for people to get internships and jobs because the world stopped. Everyone was like, graduating into COVID was not any better. And I always felt like I was so lucky because I was a sophomore when lockdown happened, and it was 2019. Girl, 2019, 2020, I was sophomore turning into a junior. I was like, girl, this ain't gonna affect me. Played myself that there was less opportunities for me to get work experience. Everyone's at home. No places wanted to take interns. No places wanted to do that because we don't know what's happening next. We're living in unprecedented times, right? And so it was like, it's fine. But we have never really been, I guess you can say, compensated for it because, people are sitting here saying, oh, it's all them stimulus checks that are the reason why the economy is the way it is. No, it's not. One, Trump fought really hard to make sure we weren't going to get them. And finally, Congress was like, who do you think you are? We're handing out stimulus checks to help people who can't work, who are losing jobs because of this. It was supposed to be $2,000 and we got it. He fought hard enough and it's $1,200. But what made the economy the way it is was the PPP loans. I mean, truly, it felt like the government just started printing money again to flood the markets. I mean, stock markets weren't dropping, businesses weren't closing, and now we're seeing the effects. How many times have you opened up the news and it was like, so-and-so has gone bankrupt? Let's talk about it. JCPenney, I believe Hooters. Lord, if Waffle House closes, I'm going to fall down to my knees in a Walmart. If Waffle House goes bankrupt, I'm going to fall to my knees in a Walmart. Chili's, damn near bankrupt. Almost every location has closed. Like, businesses, Red Lobster, poof, gone. I mean, businesses and places where I thought and felt like they're fine are closing in front of my eyes. I'm so serious when I say this. JCPenney, that one threw me. I mean, when I found out JCPenney was closing, and I'm not a person who always went and shopped in JCPenney because, like, no offense, but I'm a pretty young girl. I know I'm about to kick 25 in a couple months, and everyone who just sat here and went, old, because I have some 18-year-old listeners. I see y'all, okay? Don't laugh too hard at auntie now, okay? Like, I'm still young. But to the people closer to my age who get it, we're still young. We are still on a lifespan level. We are still very young, and we really still are in the young adult part of life. I wasn't shopping at JCPenney, but that was a place where it was like, let's go take our photo shoots, right? Let's go take our professional photo shoots. Okay, you need a formal outfit. You got a church coming up. Easter's coming up. All right, I'm going to JCPenney. You know, it was something quick to run into for me and just to get all my formal clothing. But like JCPenney was like such a big part of my life, right? And suddenly it closed and I was like, oh.
Looking for a pickup truck to get just about anything done? Look no further. The Chevy Silverado EV isn't just the most powerful Silverado ever, with next-level towing capability and technology. It also offers game-changing versatility with the available multi-flex midgate and tailgate, which means Silverado EV helps you carry large, bulky, and oddly shaped items up to nearly 11 feet in length. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Visit Chevrolet.com to learn more.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Oh. Oh, okay. And I'm watching all these places just kind of shut down around me. And what I'm starting to see pop up more and more are warehouses, online stuff. You know, no one wants to go outside. It's easier. I mean, girl, I'm not walking into a mall. What do I look like? I am not walking into a mall. Not to mention the income that you need to have to be able to walk into a mall. Because I used to love doing that when I was younger. And I mean, we weren't splurging, but like the income was enough to go to like 3 stores and get an Auntie Anne's pretzel at the end of the day. Tanger outlets. Oh my God. But right now, people don't have the income to say, you need new things for school. You need new clothes for school. Let's go to the mall and let's bop from store to store to store. And we'll get a few items from the store. We might sit in the food court because we've been here for 5 hours, eat a little something, and go home. No. No. It's so much easier and cheaper to do it online. You can find your coupon codes online. You go to one website, order what you need to do. You don't have to leave your house. You're not spending gas. You're not spending money on food. Like, you're at home. It is easier and cheaper to do it online. And people talk about the ease of shopping online and doing things online, but no one talks about the costs that you save with doing things online. I mean, even down to like going to the movies, right? You are paying for an experience. You are paying for a movie ticket. Then you're going inside, and I like to sneak in a few snacks, but I also like to go up and buy at least a drink or at least a popcorn, because like I got my sweets and my candies and my little cookie bars and all that in my purse, but let me go grab an icy, or let me go grab a thing of popcorn because I also want something salty. And then you're going to go sit down and watch a movie. Or if you're shopping for clothes and you go to a store, you're walking around, you're looking, it takes some time to look. By the time you're done, you're hot, you're sweaty. It's Texas. Like, girl, you step outside your door and suddenly you're like, I need to change my shirt. I got armpit stains. I got my makeup's melting off. Like, oh my gosh, you're hot, you're sweaty. You don't want to go home and cook. Let's go out. Let's just stop for food real quick. It's easy. It's on the way. Like, we'll get it done. When you are at home online on your computer, you get to sit there and you get to watch your cart go up every time you add something to the cart. Like, if you're at a store, you pick it up, you didn't do the math in your head, and suddenly it's like, ooh, that's $200. I was only hoping to spend $150. Oh, well, slide the card. I'm not putting it back. You're at home online, just take that out the cart. I don't have a coupon code for that. Remove it. It is so much cheaper to do things online. And so with all this happening and just like watching everyone around me experience this, and then when I go on social media, because I am following, first of all, it is a highlight reel. So no one, unless you're on Twitter, because I think that's why I like Twitter so much, is like that is a place where you can go to complain. It's like, I hate my life. My husband left me. I'm jobless. I got 2 pennies left. Anyone got some spare change and some spare coochie? Love that, right? Love Twitter for that. But when you're on other social media platforms, it's a highlight reel. People are doing everything in their power to look good, right? To showcase that they're doing good, that they look good, that they're living good. This person out on social media talking about here's what to do to avoid toxic people. Whole time they just had 10 toxic relationships and they're in the middle of a situationship that's falling apart right now. You don't know any of that. You just see what you see. And then the flip side of that is the influencers, and the influencers who are also here to curate, such as like, I mean, these people have teams behind them to curate a certain look, a certain brand, to make them money. That is their entire job, is to sell an image. And then you get to real life and it's like, well, if you want to get a good job in America, you need a degree. It's not even a joke anymore. A high school diploma does not get you anything unless you are one of the outliers who have done amazing for yourself with your high school diploma. But the economy right now, you need a bachelor's degree to even make $35,000 a year. The average salary in Texas for a bachelor's degree is $32,000 a year. That is something I literally had to Google in front of my mom when I was like, oh my gosh, this job's going to pay me $45,000 a year. I'm so excited. She was like, $45,000? Are you stupid? Are you aiming for low paying jobs? I was like, oh, sis, do you not know that that's astronomically amazing? And I literally had to Google it for her, and my mom's jaw was on the floor. Yeah, girl. When I've been complaining to you that a bachelor's degree isn't worth what it used to be, like, I was not joking. And so on top of that, needing the bachelor's degree, you need to go get a master's degree if you want to make 60, 70K. And like but a master's degree puts you in so much more debt. Because now let's talk about how college is slowly becoming a luxury. College is a necessity priced at a luxury. And I will forever and always quote that. I forgot where I heard that quote from. It might have been a TED Talk. It might have been a podcast. But it was definitely like someone dissecting the American economy. And college is a necessity priced at a luxury. And then I saw a TED Talk about the true statistics of it. The acceptance rates for colleges have gone down. They used to be like 50%. I think right now the TED Talk was taking statistics from 2019. It had gone down to like 7%. And that was when I sat there and I truly realized how amazing it was that I got into UT and A&M. Like, no questions asked. I could apply to any college in the state of Texas and I was automatically accepted because we have the automatic acceptance. Top 10% of your class automatically accepted. And I wasn't just top 10, I was top 5. I was top 5%. That's why even though UT has their loop around where when I was applying, they were only accepting top 7%, I was still automatically accepted. I didn't blink twice. And I remember seeing so many people who were just as deserving, if not more than me, getting rejected. I remember it was such a weird feeling because people that I sit next to in class, people who I asked for help on my homework, I'm listening to them tell me like, yeah, I didn't get accepted, so I'm thinking about applying out of state for college because they're the only people kind of looking at me right now, and so I think I'm gonna take up their offer, but I'm gonna have to pay out of state tuition, so hopefully I can apply to one that wants to give me a scholarship. Like, huh? That was so weird to me, and it was simply because for me the difference and the privilege was I started my education in a private school. And that's not me like, I was in a private school. Girl, I was in the middle of the hood. I mean, I was coming home to like cops surrounding my apartment complex because like someone got stabbed again. Someone got shot again. Drug bust happened again. That was my normal life. But my mom was like, no, I'm going to work overtime and I'm literally going to work my butt off. And I'm putting you in a Christian private school. All right, cool. That was just my life. And then by 3rd grade, they shut down and I hit the public school system. And let me just say, the private to public school pipeline, oh, that's so real. The little like preppy, like goody two shoes to like, whatever. So real. I lived it. It's kind of funny. But that private school was also a magnet school. And so there was no honors, there was no this, there was no that. There was mandatory field trips once a month. I don't actually think they were mandatory, but I mean mandatory in the way that like the school made sure we had a field trip once a month. And they weren't just like, let's go to the water park. It was, let's go to a sanctuary where they're reserving specifically this part of the land and making sure like no one cuts down these trees to reserve the habitat. And let's go study the animals and the bugs on this land because right now we're like talking about biology. Or let's go to the rodeo and we're going to sit down and we're going to sit through a demonstration of the life cycle of a chicken and like literally getting to watch like baby chicks hatch and like getting to milk an artificial cow. Or that is really how I ended up loving so much science and stuff, was because those field trips were just so fun to me. But that's what my field trips were. They were like, it was for educational purposes and I like got to have fun. And then suddenly I'm in public school and not a whisper of a field trip. When I tell you that is the definition of privilege, it was my little 4th grade self was like, y'all don't do field trips? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Girl! Oh my God. Sometimes I'm like, no wonder why everyone hated me. Like, oh my God. In 4th grade, I was like, I don't understand why I'm so hated. Brianna, you know what? I would hate you too, girl. Because I was coming back from a school where we got field trips once a month. It was such a small community. Everyone was friends with everyone. And here I am in a public school. Like, where's the field trips? Nobody liked me, girl. Nobody liked me. Been there, done that. Oh, well, grew up, got over it. Like, it is what it is. Okay, you know? But it was just so funny. And that, I truly believe, that small amount of time built the privilege that I got to experience, because from a very young age, I was at a fast-paced learning environment. I had to learn to keep up. By the time I got to public school, like, I was just ahead. I was just ahead simply from the school that I was just leaving. So then instantly they're like testing me for gifted and talented things. They're like testing me for this, that was not a part of gifted and talented. To this day, I don't understand what that means. Because I remember looking at that test being like, what the hell is this? I don't know if they just gave us IQ test or what. But that mess was stupid. Straight stupid. And I remember when they were like, oh, sorry, you don't qualify. I was like, I'm such a failure. This is so sad. It would make me, man, did I really feel the isolation, because I remember to even be a library helper in 4th grade, they only wanted gifted and talented kids. And so from a young age, they're already showing you what it felt like was if you're not smart, you're not good enough. Because what do you mean to be a library helper? You have to be a gifted and talented kid. To be a teacher's assistant, you have to be a gifted and talented kid. To do this, you have to be a gifted and talented kid. All the opportunities went to the kids that they were already labeling as smart. And that kept on all the way until the day I walked across the stage in high school. That did not end. I mean, all AP students, we were able, was this a senior thing? I feel like someone told me that it was specifically for AP kids, or it was like AP kids got more opportunities. But basically, if you showed up and handed the office a pamphlet to say that you went to tour colleges as a junior or senior, they would excuse your absence for the day. I don't know if it was that AP kid, and I think you had like 4 opportunities to do that, but I don't know if it was that opportunity was only for AP kids, or the AP kids got more, were allotted more days to miss classes. And that happened time and time again. Like, you had to pass all your classes. You had to be in a good standing academically to, no pass, no play rules. Well, if you were in these extracurricular sports in school, which you are still paying for, it is a public school. I was in dance. We literally at the beginning of the year got a breakdown saying like your dance stuff is going to cost $1,000 and something. Finding out now that because I was in a high school where my high school was located, that was the cheap end. Other high schools, I'm talking to all those dance teams from where I grew up, girl. If your high school if you came from an area with a body of water in it, oh, y'all were the rich white people. That's just that, point blank period. Cypress Springs, Springfield, Lakes, this. Girl, if you had a body of water in your name, we knew y'all were rich and preppy. And those girls would be like, y'all are only paying $1,000? We paid $3,000 this year. Like, what? And I was like, oh, huh? 3? Who? What? Like, huh? And that $1,000 was just base cost for you to get uniforms, practice wear, this way, like that was the base cost. And then on top of that, to do anything with the team, like we had a Disney trip, you had to dish out another $1,000 to go on that Disney trip. Or we did the Alamo Bowl. You had to pay for all your costumes and whatnot. You were paying for all these things. And if you could not afford it, you did not have the opportunities to sit on a plane, fly to Florida with your team, and take a workshop with a Disney worker, a Disney performer who taught us dance and then told us about all the internship opportunities that Disney does because they want college students to come and work at the Disney parks. And for a while, it was like a dream to go and like intern at the Disney park. Like, life is weird. It's crazy. And we're just sitting in an economic moment that I will literally rant about because it is so different. It's literally so different. The economy is different from my mom to me. And sometimes when she's like talking to me and she's just like, but this worked for me. I'm like, girl, that doesn't even exist anymore for me. Like, for her, she's like, Brianna, go into these places, grab an application and fill them out. And I'm like, Mom, if I tell an employee I need an application, they literally tune me out and go, check online, our website, bottom of the page, click careers, apply. You don't talk to anyone when you apply anymore. In fact, I just found out computers do the initial screening of all resumes online, which is why they want you to apply online. And as of right now, it's no longer like apply to this job, send in your resume. It's apply to this job, answer this questionnaire, write this essay, And then after you write this essay, add a cover letter, attach your resume for funsies, and then click send. And then when the application closes, a computer scans through your application. If you meet the minimum requirements, they send you over to the hiring committee. And that's when the hiring committee finally looks at names and resumes. That is how that works. And my mom literally just sat at me like dumbfounded, like, so you can't talk to someone? I'm like, girl, they don't even put their emails on applications anymore. No one leaves an email. So there's no way that I can like call or email someone to like introduce myself, because now apparently there's this new thing of like they're looking at it as that's very biased. Yeah, I want you to be biased to me. And I will like talk and scream at the top of my lungs about this because it amazes me. Anyway, so I'm reading again. Oh my God. These are just a few things that I'm very passionate about. I can't help it, y'all. I'm so passionate about this because I wish it was a me issue, because if it was a me issue, girl, let me fix my resume. Let me fix my attitude. I'll get media training for job interviews at this point. Like, if it was a me thing, that's easy to fix. When it's an economy thing and you're realizing multiple people are going through this, at some point you have to take a step back and say, did the people who got opportunities right out of college, or people who are currently in internships or in jobs straight out of college, did they have good choices? Did they make good choices, or did they have good choices? Right? Oh my, is that the quote? Yeah, that is the quote. I forgot where I saw that quote. Did you make good choices, or did you have good choices? Right? And that's truly just the difference. Or, oh my gosh, or what is it? Malcolm Gladwell? Yeah, Malcolm Gladwell. Oh my God. I need to read another one of his books. Yep, Malcolm Gladwell. He wrote Outliers. If you just want to understand if you want to understand what the career opportunities are like in America. In fact, if you're an immigrant, if you are a person who wants to migrate to America, yeah, I hope that's proper English. Read Outliers first, because America has branded itself as the land of opportunity, when in reality, I think we're one of the worst countries to like move classes in. Typically, the class you're born in is the class you stay in America, but we're branded and marketed as the country of dreamers who can come make anything of themselves. And so when you see the stories of the person who had the rags to riches, we applaud them and we put their poster across everywhere to make you think that is a normal story, when in reality, you do just a little bit of digging, and their rags to riches stories is their mom was a doctor. Mom is a successful doctor. Dad is a successful lawyer. So not just a doctor or a lawyer, because you could be a doctor working in these like nonprofit hospitals that barely, like the area that the hospital is in literally has an average income of like $40K a year. And like you're not making the doctor money, right? The doctor money people think that doctors make. It, like these backgrounds, it's so stupid. It is that quote that went viral of Trump being like, and my dad gave me a small loan of $1 million. Like, when you really dig into some of the success stories of a lot of these people who we know to be rich and famous and quote unquote self-made, it is another Kylie Jenner. She grew up in one of the most well-connected, well-informed, well-known families. And then when she became a billionaire, said, I'm the youngest self-made billionaire. Crazy statement. You went from $1 million to $1 billion. Girl, it's considered self-made because you weren't born with $1 million. No one in your family had $1 million. $1 billion. And you had to figure out how to grow 1 million to 1 billion. But your version of self-made and my version of self-made are two different things. Because hell no, you know? And sometimes I just wish like celebrities, influencers, and rich people would understand that that's where the anger comes from on social media. That is where people get so angry is our lives and our world are two different things. And sometimes when you hear the statement, eat the rich, people are like, but I worked for this money. You are damn right. You worked for this money. But you working for this money came at the sacrifice of hundreds of thousands of people who just want a paycheck to pay bills and take care of their family. Like, that is the minimum. That is the literal minimum. And hopefully we'll have enough extra cash to take a vacation, to throw a birthday party and not go into debt, to get married and not go into credit card debt and not have to take out loans and do this and do that. I did not even know, because thankfully I was just raised in a mindset of money, of like, if you can't afford it, you don't need it. Like, if you can't afford a cup of coffee, drink water. I was literally raised so hardcore on that I didn't realize my generation literally felt so hopeless about the future economy, because everything that has worked for people in the past for us, everything that has worked for boomers, for my mom's generation, Gen X, I believe they came after boomers, like everything that has worked for the people before us is not working for us. The system is not working for us because they have found a way to just literally hoard the money to just one generation. And then they get to pass it down to their nieces and nephews and aunts and uncles and brothers, grandchildren, children, like all of it. And we're being left with nothing. And the generation, Gen Alpha, right after us is going to be left with nothing. And then people are like, why does everyone want to be a social media star? Because currently, to make ends meet as a millennial or Gen Z, you need to have a 9 to 5 and be an Uber driver on the side, or be a TikToker on the side, or be an Instagrammer on the side, or be a podcaster on the side. We need a 9 to 5 and a side hustle to make it. That's just to pay bills. That's not even to go on vacation. That is why everyone wants to be a social media star, because we watch them rise to fame and become ultra rich. And that is why I read. Because I need to get my mind out of this, because it is something that I'm so passionate about. And it's like, it is so insane to me, the game, like the financial game that America plays, I guess. And it's rooted in politics. It's like not even the financial game of like, let's go make a business deal and like my business will become successful. No, like it starts with like lawmaking, with lawmakers. That is where it starts. That is the financial game I'm talking about. And so it's something that angers me, because I was forced to learn about it because it did not work for me. Everyone's advice before me does not work for me. Everyone was like, go get a bachelor's degree and you'll do fine. But not knowing that my generation had to go get bachelor's degrees to even get an income. Without a bachelor's degree, like your job options are literally working in restaurants, making $2.50 an hour and hoping tips can make up the rest. And then when everyone's sitting here going like, can we raise the minimum wage? And people are like, oh, you don't need $15 to flip burgers. First of all, the minimum wage officially needs to be higher than $15, because $15 is nothing now. Fighting this fight so long, $15 is not a livable wage, like more like $21. They're like, you need $21 just to flip a burger at McDonald's? Yes, I do. Because $21 an hour affords me to live with 3 roommates in a 2-bedroom. That's what that affords me. And that's not even fun. Like, so dead serious. Because people are so out of touch. Oh my God. So I read, and I'm reading Game of Thrones, and go support your local libraries, because I want more books. I want more books, man. I want more books to be on the shelves. I want more books that are just newly released, like Daydream by Hannah Grace just came out. She does the Icebreaker series, which I love and adore. And this is Henry's book. If you have read the Icebreaker series, Icebreaker, Wallflower, and now, well, actually, I think it's called like the Maple Hill series or something like that. It is so good. And what's crazy to me is that this is the story about American college kids, but it's written by a British lady. And she does such a good job of just explaining the American college life, especially if you're going to a college where a lot of people are rich. And she gives the perspectives of the people who have daddy's money, but like, I don't know what it is. Rich people never have a good relationship with their parents. I'm sorry. I said it. Rich people never have a good relationship with their parents. Oh, their life is made and paid, but damn, can they not even sit at a 20-minute dinner with their parents? Girl, let alone 2 minutes. Don't know what it is, but I said what I said. And they show that, like, that's a part of the book, but you also have the people who have parents who wish they could just, like, pay for things for them. And they're like, I literally can't afford it. Like, I can't even afford a car for you. Like, you're going to have to work through college. And they work through college and they can't hang out with people because, like, they're too broke. And it's just like, it's so good. It is so good. And so I want more people to go support local libraries. Honestly, you should be, because I'm about to call you out. You don't have no money. Why are you buying books? You literally don't even have a savings account. In fact, your savings account is overdrafted. Why are you trying to go buy another book? Put the money down, go to your library, and start requesting for new books to come out. So that way our libraries can get fundings again. Because that's another thing. Yeah, every time they take money to do all their tax breaks and cuts or aid the military or aid somewhere, like, that money isn't just like, and let's put another zero on the paper and we'll create the money out of thin air. No, they take it. They take budget cuts. They take budget cuts from different departments, and libraries are going down. Y'all saw in New York couldn't even keep the library open on the weekends because they're so underfunded. Fund some damn libraries. I want more books. I want more spaces that are free, that I can sit down and chill out and hang and read. I want more third places in America. Your first place, your job of work. No, first place is home, your house, where do you go and relax. Second place is work. And your third place is relax and, like, have fun. And middle class is being outpriced of third places, because you walk out your door in America and you got to spend $3. That's a real fee. Every time, to all my foreign listeners, every time you open a front door in America, $3 gets taken from your bank account right away. I'm so for real. You go to your friend's house and they open that front door for you just to let you in, $3 gone. Why do you think we don't visit our friends and families? Yeah, because money gets taken from our account every time. There's a sensor that the homeowners association puts on our front doors. It's literally a sensor that sits right above the, like, door frame. So every time you open it, it literally charges your card. It's so stupid. Hate it here, but I want more places that are free. Because if I have to spend $3 to literally open my front door, I want to go somewhere that's free. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I currently am at 78 followers on Spotify, and I want to get to 100. So please, please, please go follow me on Spotify. You can always leave all your thoughts, comments, and prayers on Spotify, because I do have a comment section on Spotify now. Spotify implemented that. I wish more podcasting platforms would implement it, because let's be honest, sometimes the comments are funnier than the content. And excuse me, sorry, I might be a comedian, but nothing's funnier than one person in their room who listened to it and was like, okay, you're a comedian, but I've been a comedian for 13 years. Let's go, babes. Like, bar for bar, I'm going to ratio you. Oh my gosh. Ain't nothing funnier than that. Ain't nothing funnier than thinking you made the funniest comment and then someone just came and made another comment on your comment. Boom, ratioed. Anyways, XOXO, dogs are going crazy. Connie's going crazy. I'm going to window shop online now. And by that, I mean I'm going to go check Zillow for houses and apartments that I 1000% can afford right now. And I'm going to judge them. And I'm going to talk about how ugly they are, simply because the kitchen has white appliances and I want stainless steel. or the rooms aren't big enough. Whole time I got 2 cents in my savings account. Anyways, I love you all. Mwah. Blacked. Oh my gosh, I need to stop watching Zayn and Heath Unfiltered. I spent 52 minutes talking. This was supposed to be a 15-minute episode. Oh, y'all are all amazing. My little goofy goobers. Follow me on the socials. Always in the show notes. Mwah.